Luis Gadetti, mastermind technician, entrepreneur, warrior mage, and sexy beast here once again to explain to you in this case how we move this easel right here at this rakish angle to the still life, how we're going to set that up if we want to be doing the still life in the scythe method. First things first, what we're going to do, I'm going to teach you proper easel lifting technique. This could save your life one day. We take our one hand, we take our other hand, we place them right below the tray. All right, feet shoulder width apart, butt out. And what we're going to do, we're just going to lift this up ever so slightly. Ever so slightly like this, and we're just going to move it over, butt out. All right, butt out. And then we're just going to place it right down here, okay? So once we have it placed, what we're going to do, I'll show you exactly how this is going to work. I'm going to take this, it's on the tripod, but I'm a professional, so we can do this. So I'm just going to walk up and show you exactly what I've got my iPhone, first person view, camera sync, on, snap for audio. Now, what we have here, we're going to be standing, we're standing right here. I have feet marked, the tape right here. And I like to stand with one leg, actually, this foot about right here. So we mark where we're going to be standing, and we want to be lined up completely down the middle between the actual still life setup and the drawing right there. We're going to take this paintbrush and we're just going to measure right here from pumpkin to pumpkin, the width, and we're going to place it, right? So it's going to be about that big on the board. Now, it is important to note that I have this board lined up. It should be going flush. Let's see, it's about right here going across to the skull. So this is going to be the same size that we see it. This is going to be actual life size. There's a difference between life size and sight size. The sight size is the size that we see it. Life size is drawing it the actual exact size that it is in reality. If I want, for example, to set this easel up so that this is gonna be smaller, it's gonna be a smaller painting, what do? We simply bring this forward. I'm bringing the easel back some, back. All right, so it's closer to us now. And then now, if you remember the marks before, it was going right there, essentially. That's the full life size. Now, if we measure it again, look where it is now. It's much smaller, about there and there. So it went in some. So in other words, this is appearing smaller on the board now. And if we move the board back that way, it's gonna be larger. And let me demonstrate this for you right quick. We're gonna take the board, proper easel lifting technique. Make sure this is fastened at the top, push it down, just fastener right here. Wiggle it a little bit, secured. Arms in place, to the side, butt out. Now, my calculations are correct. Indeed, it should be larger now on the board. So, the camera, first person view, trusty brush, standing, feet right there, almost fell. And we're standing directly in between the board and the still life, right? Do our little measurement right here. Boom! And now it barely fits. Now I really didn't bring it back too far because we have the wall there obstructing the path. However, it does indeed get larger the further back we go with the easel. Closer up, it gets smaller. So it's an idea of sight size. Another quick thing to mention, let me show you exactly what we're doing here with the lighting. We have the lighting of the still life, right here, but it is not shining onto the board right here. This is my model setup right here. It is obstructing some of the light going across the board. You want to have even light going across the board. So I have lights, in fact, going up there, shining down right here. There's a little mark going across, which I'm gonna have to fix. Aside from having enough light on your board to paint, it's also very important to bring this board as close to the still life as possible. Now, the only problem with that, as you can tell, is that if I bring this over any more, there's gonna be a slight shadow because of this cloth right here. There's gonna be a slight shadow going across it. That's just the way the lighting is here. I could probably fix that by putting a direct light on the still life itself, but frankly, I'm too lazy. But that's just something to keep in mind. The closer we have this board to the still life setup, the easier it's gonna be to flash your eyes back and forth and to do the painting and such. The main thing to keep in mind is that the board is the proper level where we want the still life to be. So if we're using sight size, we're going from 1 to 2. 1, 2. So this is where I would mark the bottom of the skull right there. And we go across, top of the skull, bottom, top. Pumpkins, pumpkins. And so it's going to be around right here, and we're gonna have all this nice space up at the top. But it's at this stage, my dear peasants, that we can either raise the tray or lower the tray, depending on where we want this specimen of a masterpiece of a still life set up by a genius level painter to be placed on the board. Bitch.